Hi guys, and welcome to another batch of your replays. Now normally when I do these videos I look for a theme, and they could be autoloaders, they could be high tier, low tier, TDs, whatever. But on a recent video I simply put two tanks together that have absolutely nothing in common. One was high tier, one was low tier, and I asked if you guys would prefer a format like that, where maybe both replays weren't high tier or both replays weren't low tier, and the feedback was quite positive. A lot of you seem to like the idea of one low tier and one high tier game in the same video. So that's what this one is. We've got a higher tier game in the JagdTiger 88, and then we've got a lower tier game following it. But we're kicking off, as I say, with the JagdTiger 88. It's been driven by Gravy Monster, who is platooned with Oddball Negative Waves. Both those names, Gravy Monster and Oddball Negative Waves. You guys win a cookie for having the most creative platoon names I've seen in a long time. But we are here on Ruinberg, and this is a tier 8 game, so Gravy Monster is top tier. XVM isn't working for some reason. It was working when I was watching this replay a couple of days ago. Not working at the moment. Okay guys, quick edit because I realised I'd finished the video and hadn't talked about the gun. But as the name implies, the JagdTiger 88, it comes with a long 88 that most German tanks can get from about tier 7 upwards. But yeah, it's the long 88. It's a decent gun. It's got 203mm of penetration, 240 damage, so the penetration is just fine, especially when you consider JagdTiger 88 gets special matchmaking. This gun and the standard AP is going to be able to deal with most of the tanks it's going to be facing. And then your premium ammo gets up to 237mm of penetration with APCR, so not that much better. But as you can see, the alpha damage may look a little bit low for a tier 8 tank destroyer. 240, not amazing for a tier 8 tank destroyer, but you've got to take into consideration that this tank has a rate of fire that can get up to around 13 rounds a minute. With equipment, crew skills, consumables, you can get this tank up to close to 13 rounds a minute. The DPM, without any extras added in, is about 2,700, and again with good crew equipment and crew skills and consumables, you can get the DPM well over 3,000. So DPM on this tank is very good, even if the alpha damage is low. We've got a great rate of fire, and in addition to that, the aim time is good at 2 seconds and the accuracy is 0.31. So very accurate, decent aim time, great DPM even if the alpha damage is lacking, and the penetration, as I say, more than good enough to deal with anything you're going to be facing. And in addition to all of that, it's a great gun, but you also get 7 degrees of gun depression. So you can hide this very weak lower glacis, go hull down, and just get this gun singing. So yeah, when the tank gets the opportunity to sit and just fire, it can be devastating. It can be very good. And yeah, Gravy Monster is going to be playing very aggressively. Now, when this game was loading in, when I first started watching it, I thought, you know, this is just going to be a replay where Gravy Monster gets to go into town, goes hull down, and has an amazing game. Like the JagdTiger 88 is quite good at doing in a city map, but nope, he's not planning to do that at all. In this game, he's top tier, and there's no arty in play, so what Gravy Monster is going to do is he's going to be moving up to the middle ridge here on Ruinberg. He's going to be going hull down, and playing the JagdTiger 88 to its strengths. So he finally gets spotted, and yep, bounces an AP shot. So this tank, the JagdTiger 88, if I'm perfectly honest, it is probably my least favorite premium tank, because it's so slow, so situational. If you get it onto a map with RT, they can make your life a misery. If you get onto a map that gives enemy tanks the opportunity to get to your sides and rear, then they can make your life a misery. So this is a tank that's very susceptible to being flanked. It's also a tank that's very susceptible to RT damage, and it's a tank that's very susceptible to getting its engine knocked out through shots through the lower glacis. But if you can hide that lower glacis, the tank can be very good, and as you can see, he was able to 4-shot kill that VK3601H. So he's 843 damage already. He's bounced 3 shots, and he's going hull down, no RT in play, and is not in danger of being flanked. So there are tanks to his left, there are tanks to his right. Not many tanks to his left though, but his team have pushed up through the middle, so there's no danger of getting shot from the right-hand side. What you can see here is he's just going to work on all of these tanks who have been spotted on the 0 line. He's hull down, he's in a very safe position. As I say, no RT. Very unfortunate not to get a shot and a kill shot or on the T20. And another unfortunate bounce, but Well, he is missing, I should say. He's missing his shots. He is bouncing shots. He's taken 8 bounces so far. Another miss there. But you can see the rate of fire. He's finally taken a little bit of damage from a T20. You see the rate of fire, you can see the aim time, you can see the accuracy on this gun is very, very good. So, while I hate the JagdTiger 88, if I'm perfectly honest, and it's my least favorite tier 8 premium tank, I will say it's an incredibly good moneymaker, and it's an incredibly good crew trainer. And in the right circumstances, it can be very, very strong. Right circumstances like this particular game. Nice shot through the window on the VK3001D. But I watched this game, and after watching this game, this actually made me want to get out my JagdTiger 88, my own JagdTiger 88. As I say, I don't play it very often because I don't like it. But I finally took out my own as a result of watching this replay and ended up getting my own ace tanker in the tank. So that video is going to come to the channel in a day or two, as soon as I get it made. But in the meantime, Gravy Monster is just sitting here, he's bouncing shots, doing damage, he's up to 2.2k damage already. He's bounced 16 shots, or taken 16 shots, bounced 15. Very, very strong position. And it looks like it's fairly comfortable. The score is still about 50-50. Score is 5-4. But his team are doing okay in town. But we know, according to the minimap, there are still at least 3 tanks to Gravy Monster's left. There we go. One of which is an E25. So, not so much support on the 0 line anymore. But Gravy Monster's continuing to stay hull down, continuing to bounce shots, goes for a blind shot and where he thinks the shots are coming from. That shot does get him spotted. So there's a tiger back there with incredibly good camo or something. But, oh, type has just appeared. There we go. So, nice shot into the lower glacis. And another quite nice shot into the Type 59. Blind shot to try and go for a kill shot, not sure if that went in. Didn't kill the Type 59, may have tracked him. I might have gone for another shot there just in case I tracked him. Tiger has finally gotten fed up of bouncing on Gravy Monster. He switched to HE. So there's the second damage that Gravy Monster has taken. But yeah, the JagdTiger 88, it's just such a situational tank. And the scores are still pretty even at 8-7, but yeah, it's just if Artie is in the game, then Gravy Monster wouldn't have been able to do this. If his team hadn't won the F line, the center road in town, he wouldn't be able to do this. If the enemy team had been a little bit more aggressive on the 0 line and had gotten to his side and rear and maybe flanked him, he wouldn't be able to do this. The JagdTiger 88, it's very, very good, but it's kind of a two-trick pony. It only has 2 tricks. It's got a very good gun, so you can sit back, play very passively, play it like a TD, and rely on its gun. Or you can go into a position where you're hull down and rely on your armor, assuming there's no RT involved. But he swings around, gets some shots in the middle. More tanks still appearing up ahead. And Gravy Monster's moving up, using his decent gun depression. Trying to get shots on this Tiger. Not able to get his gun down in time. But he's up to 3.5k damage, 1 kill at the moment. And he's starting to advance because it looks like the enemy team have given up on the 0 line. Misses out on a kill on the E25. And just bounces. He was at an angle. Type 59 is still up in the corner on the 0 line, so another bounce there. He's setting up an ambush for this Tiger 1. Wondering if the Tiger 1 is going to be crossing, and he is, but that view range, the spotting system, means that the Tiger 1 is able to get across the road before Gravy Monster spots him. Not in time to get a shot in, unfortunately. So we know there's a Type 59 up to Gravy Monster's left. The rest of the team have gone into town. So Gravy Monster looks as if he's going to be playing aggressively. Again, first time I watched this, I was wondering whether Gravy Monster had forgotten about that Type 59. but thankfully a friendly E25 takes out the Type 59. That means Gravy Monster is now in a position to get to the rear of enemy tanks, start opening up, sets the Tiger 1 on fire, nice shot. Goes for an engine shot in the T-150. I think he was going for a track shot, but look at the rate of fire. Unfortunate not to get a kill. Just 3 tanks left on the enemy team. Score is still 12-12. And a beautiful shot through the lower glacis on the IS-3. Now, that might not have gone in since the IS-3 got an armor buff, but as I say, this is an older replay. Last enemy tank gets taken out, but Gravy Monster finishes up with 4.2k damage and 3 kills. So a very, very good game from Gravy Monster there on Ruinberg, taking advantage of the fact there was no RT in play, his flanks were secure, he was able to go hull down, hide the weak lower glacis, use the 7 degrees of gun depression, and just go to work. He picked up an ace for that game, he picked up cool-headed, steel wall, and a high caliber. He finished top on XP with 1407, did 4,746, and got 3 kills. He fired 30, hit 23. Now he did fire quite a few blind shots in that game, otherwise the accuracy would have looked a little bit better, but of the 23 hits he managed to pen 20, so the penetration on the gun extremely good, especially against tier 8s and lower. He managed to do a really, as I say, nice amount of damage, getting almost 5k damage, but what really impressed me there was he was able to show off the JagdTiger at its absolute best, go hull down, and you could see he received 24 hits, 22 bounces. So this is a very, very good tank when you play it to its strengths. It's just a little bit too situational for me, and that's why I don't like it very much. But he blocked 4,375 or 345 damage with his armor. He spotted 1, damaged 7, destroyed 3. Didn't do a lot of assistance damage, but that's because he was shooting whatever he was spotting, and he ended up earning a huge 127,000 credits with a premium account. That's what this tank can do. You can see that the ammo costs are cheap, the repair costs are cheap. It's a very, very cheap tank to run, and you can make a lot of money if you can do damage. And as I say, because it's slow, sometimes games can pass you by. It's very situational, but when you do get the opportunity to get this gun singing, then you can make a lot of credits with it. It's a very good crew trainer as well. But I do want to thank Gravy Monster not only for sending that replay in quite a long time ago, but after watching it, I decided to hop into my own JagdTiger 88. It was one of my cursed tanks, played a lot of games in it. Don't play it very often because I don't like it, but yeah, after watching this, hopped into my own and picked up my own ace. So that's going to be coming to the channel soon, but moving on. Next up, we've got Captain Gregor in his Cruiser 4, a Tier 3 British light tank, and this tank is a heck of a lot of fun. After getting my own ace tanker in this tank, I decided to keep it, and it's one of the few Tier 3s I've actually kept because it's just so much fun to play. Now, the tank, it's fast, but it's not the fastest. It's maneuverable, but it's not very maneuverable, and it's got absolutely no armor. But what it does have is a great selection of guns and 15, yes, 15 degrees of gun depression. Almost the best gun depression in the game. So it's a very, very good little light tank, and it's a lot of fun to play because the gun selections are a lot of fun. All 3 guns that you can get for this tank are viable, but most people go for the 40mm Bofors, which is one of the final guns. This is a autoloader. As you can see here, it's actually got 2 rounds. It looks as if it fires 2 rounds here, but what happens is every time you pull the trigger, you're actually firing 2 shots. So you fire 4 shots in very, very quick succession in this tank, and you've got 63mm of penetration and 50 damage. That means if you can hit and pen all 4 shots, you can do 200 damage extremely quickly in this tank. And when you consider the reload is about 6 seconds, as you can see, it's actually 5.8 seconds here for Captain Gregor. You can reload very quickly and then just do another 200 damage to someone else. It's a lot of fun to play, and if you do run into tougher targets, the premium ammo gets you 101mm of penetration. Now, this is at tier 3, again with that 50 damage. So the gun is a lot of fun, the ammo is a lot of fun, especially when you get it into tier 3 games like this game on Ensk. Now, Captain Gregor did say in his email that this is a tank he plays for fun. He plays it when he's having a stressful day, he just plays it for stress relief. And I don't blame him. As I say, the tank, a heck of a lot of fun, so much fun, I actually decided to keep it after rebuying it for an ace as well. But let's just get going, and we're going to see this gun and this tank in action. As I say, it's got no armor, and it may not be the fastest, most maneuverable tank, but it's good enough. So Captain Gregor just waiting to get into this game, waiting to move. He may have a slower PC, I'm not quite sure, but here we go. So this is a perfect showcase of just the pure and raw damage this tank can put out. The DPM, the burst damage. And you can see he's doing 45 kilometers an hour here, so it's not a slow tank, but it's not the fastest light tank. 45 would not be considered that fast, but when you've got crew, equipment, a decent crew, decent equipment on the tank, it can be an absolute terror. Look at that, we're already done, he's already done 105, pops out, and 2 shots. Every time he pulls that trigger, he fires 2 shots, so, and he's reloaded already, 5.8 second reload. Moves up, and he finishes off the BT-7, finishes off the Valentine, goes for a reload, RT hits him for 49. This has absolutely no armor, that was a splash damage. But he's reloaded, moves up, AMX-38 could be a little bit tougher. And there we go. He's just bounced 4 shots on the AMX-38, so sometimes the penetration's going to let you down. He switched to premium ammo, misses his first 2 shots. He's down to 78 health, so not a real good start. He's picked up 3 kills already, but not a great start. AMX-38 engages another tank, and he's able to move up, flank him. He was firing premium, but he needed it against the AMX-38. Now he's switching back to regular AP. Oh, and got very, very lucky. The UE-57 didn't hit him. But he's on 4 kills, 78 health. And now he's probably just wondering what to do. LTP behind him, UE in front of him. Looking to see if he can poke. This is dangerous play here. But just 1 shot. 2 more shots in. Leaves the UE on 11 health. Thankfully an LTP comes up to support. But look at this reload. Get a little bit lucky there. Advances, flanks the enemy tanks in the middle. Goes for another reload. Oh, okay, just 1 penetrating shot, but it does get him another kill. He's on 6 kills, guys. Goes for another reload. So yeah, this is all about the gun. When you're playing the Cruiser 4, it's all about the gun depression, it's all about the gun. Not sure what the view range is off the top of my head, but I'm sure it's quite good if you've got coated optics and a decent crew. He finishes off the T-46 for another kill, finishes off the Cruiser 4, the enemy Cruiser 4 for another kill. He's on 8 kills, reverses back into cover. Now it's a good thing enemy tanks are ignoring him, but his team are actually... Oh, well, they're winning. Actually, I misread the score. The score is 10-8. So Captain Gregor's on 8 kills. He's got a full magazine. Trying to stay out of proxy spot range of the LTP, at least that's what I think he's doing. And he's just waiting for opportunities to flank. So moves up, flanks the LTP, misses his first shot, and pens the next 2. So that's a very, very quick 149 damage on the LTP. Now he does have shots on the Panzer 38T, but I think he may not have realized that, or he was just tunnel visioned on the LTP. But he finishes off the LTP for kill number 9, takes another hit, and leaves him on 29 health. Just 1 enemy tank left. It's the Lloyd gun carrier that hit him at the start of the game. But you could just see how devastating this tank can be with this gun. It's just so much fun to play. It's a flanker. It doesn't have the armor to take on enemy tanks frontally, but, you know, if you're willing to trade taking 1 hit in order to do 200 damage to an enemy tank, then, yeah, it's probably worth going head-to-head, but Lloyd gun carrier's a 1-hit kill now. Captain Gregor moves in and secures the kill. A little bit of lag there, it's an older replay, but secures the kill for kill number 10 in the Cruiser 4 on Ensk in a Tier 3 battle. So a very, very good result in a tank that can be a lot of fun to play, especially when you're using the Bofors. And as I say, Captain Gregor did let me know that it's his stress relief tank. It's the tank he hops into when he's having a bad day and he just wants to have some fun. And it definitely looked as if he had some fun in that game. He picked up an ace, unsurprisingly, picked up Top Gun as well. You don't get pools medals in lower tier games. He finished top on XP with 1118 XP, 858 damage in a tier 3 game. Very, very good. 10 kills, can't complain. Yeah, it's just a fun tank, guys. He fired 38, hit 26. Now at close range the accuracy really isn't an issue, but at long range the Bofors can be a little bit disappointing because it's only got 0.41 accuracy, and that means quite often what happens is you fire and one shot will hit, one shot will miss if you're firing at any sort of distance. That is if both shots don't miss, but in a city map like Ensk where you're up close and personal, the accuracy doesn't matter so much. He managed to pen 22 of his 26 shots. Did have to fire one clip at premium, but AMX38 is a tricky customer. 858 damage in an all tier 3 game is very, very good. He spotted 1, damaged 10, destroyed 10, did 71 assistance damage, and got 4 base cap points at the end. He did have to, as I say, fire 1 clip of premium, and that cut into his profit margin slightly, but not by much. He still made a profit with the standard account of 4,615 credits. So yeah, Cruiser Mark IV can be a lot of fun to play, especially with the Bofors. Definitely a stress relief tank, and one of the reasons I decided to keep it, it's one of the few tier 3 tanks I have in my garage that isn't a premium tank, simply because of that gun. It can be so much fun to play, as Captain Gregor showed there. I want to thank Captain Gregor and Gravy Monster for sending those replays in so long ago. They've been in my to-do list for a long time, finally got around to them, and I want to thank you guys at home for watching. I'll see you next time.